Guys, I'm Dave from Dave Chats Games, and for all my gaming chat, the best around, I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Well, hello, you lucky people. It is me, David. It's One Up Gaming. It's episode 406 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Just home from work. Just had tea. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. And let's just get through this as quickly as we can. So, as I say, 406. I've got 7 games to talk about. We've got the 10 minutes of nothing. I'm going to talk about England again. Atrocious is basically it. But yeah, let's just have a quick run this intro and we'll get into the games played this week. So we'll be back after this quick message.
Hi, I'm Lucy James and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Hello Andy, this is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig.
So yeah, still David, still One Up Gaming, still episode 406. As I say, this is I was going to say 10 minutes of nothing, but it's not. This is the games played this week. So this is just me talking about the games that we've got up on our YouTube channel this week. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave comments, all that good stuff, bell the icon. So, as always, we're sponsored by Games Inspired Music. It's an album. It's got about 25 tracks of music on, some songs, some just music, some backing music. It was going to be for an animated TV show that we were developing, and unfortunately things happened and someone died of cancer and stabbed someone, got house arrest and all the other stuff. So, a lot of money lost, a lot of people suffered, but what can you do? You got to keep on with stuff, keep doing it. So, the album came out. It's on Spotify. It's on Spotify. Jesus. It's on Spotify. It's on like the Google Play Store. It's on the Amazon Store. Just search Games Inspired Music, and 20% of each sale will go to the Child Play charity. Now, we chose a Child's Play charity. I don't know why, because we don't do anything with the Child's Play charity. It is just 1 week of every year. I think that a lot of the streamers and YouTubers and gamers do a 24-hour stream dedicated to the Child's Play charity. So it's nice just to try and give back to some things. So that is the Games Inspired Music album. Also, you can get our first 100 podcasts. Try not to yawn, but it didn't work. It didn't work at all, did it? Yeah, so you can get our first 100 podcasts from audiobooksontape.com. Just go on to audiobooksontape.com and search One Up Gaming. You'll find us there. And we will donate £1 of each sale to the Diabetes UK charity. That's because, for once, I am diabetic. And it is just a way of giving back for all the money that I've taken from the NHS because of my illness. Is it illness? Is it? I don't know what you'd call it, but yeah, I get free stuff. It's cool. So that is the intros. We've got 3 books. The unofficial Sega Saturn collection, the unofficial PlayStation collection, and the unofficial Nintendo 64 collection. Each book's got 2 or 3 screenshots of a game with like 100, 200 words about each game, and I think there's over 100 games featured in each book. So full colour, it's just a nice little coffee table book. 8.25 inches squared, and it's just nice. So treat family members, treat friends. If people do enjoy like these retro consoles and games, they have the games featured, they have the controllers, the different models of consoles, colorways, all that type of stuff, and loads of other random stuff in there. But yeah, so we'll go straight into the games played this week. So the first game that we played this week was Remnant 2. I have to remember the 2 on the end of that, because I played Remnant as well, the original. So this one, it looks really nice. You know, it really does look nice. I don't know if it's Unreal Engine 4 or if it is an Unreal Engine 5 game, but I was really captivated by how it looked. It was really nice. Now, I'm not a big, massive knower of these sort of games. I honestly thought that... Just making sure the microphone's plugged in, I think it is. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of knowledge of this sort of game. When I first heard about it, I just assumed that it was the... like an always online MMO sort of game. That's what I envisioned. But it turns out that it's just like a Souls-like sort of game. There's like a plant virusy thing and monsters, and it was really good. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. It looked amazing. It played well. Well, it played as well as the normal sort of like Souls-like sort of games, which basically means that it's very stilted. It's very stiff. It's very animation heavy. But yeah, it was a really good game. The story, I started to get right into it. I was really enjoying my time. But yeah, so Remnant 2, good little game. I really enjoyed it. Next up, I managed to load up Rare Replay, and I gave a quick go to Blast Corps. I mean, like, it's weird how, like, because I'm English and not American, it's the same as like the... Oh, it's not Mega Man, is it? It's the... Was it Mega Man? There's the hardcore. Was it... Oh god, what the hell was it called now? It was something hardcore. But in the UK, it was something hard corpse, because we don't pronounce car with the P. It's a weird world that we live in. But yeah, so I would call it Blast Corps. But I think it's Blast Car, and it's just a weird Americanism thing that I just don't like. I don't like it at all. Pronounce letters that are in words, for God's sake. But yeah, so Blast Car. Considering it's a Nintendo 64 game from 1996, I'd have a guess. It's very blurry and lacking detail, but it's a full 3D open world sort of game. You control like a little tiny weenie dude, and you can move fully 3D environment with that little dude. It's more of a top-down view, but you can rotate the cameras. It's a full 3D world that you're moving around in. You have different vehicles you can get into, and the aim of the game is basically as simple as it can be. There is a nuclear missile on a back of a flatbed truck thing, and it is just going to go in a straight line till it gets to its checkpoint. So you have to get into the car or get into a rocket pack or whatever you are getting into, and you have to literally knock down anything that's in direct line of sight to where this missile is going to. So you have to knock down houses, trees, courtyards, and it's just a fun, stupid game. Rock hard once you get past like level 4 or 5, but it is an amazing game. I really enjoyed it. The thing that got me though, again, same as a lot of these old games, the controls. You know, sometimes when you're moving around, you don't move where you think you're moving, and then other times it moves where you think you're moving. It's a weird game, but it's still, even now, I'd play it. It's still a really good little game. So next up, we have Vanquish. Now, I'd never really played Vanquish before, so this is like I'd never guessed I know they did a 10-year anniversary edition with Bayonetta? 2 Sega games. And then this is the one that was on the Xbox One, I believe, that came out later. So I think this is like a more of a high-res version of the 10th anniversary edition. But yeah, I'd heard a lot of things about it. I know it's a third-person cover shooter with rocket knee pads. So you just hold the button down and you like slide on your knees and just slide forward. It's just stupid. But the shooting felt nice, meaty, weighty. The movement was really good. The aiming was nice and snappy. And the graphics looked really good, really smooth, really tight. And I was really shocked at how good this game was. I do know that Platinum Games, who's the developer, they do make some amazing games, but they also make some bloody blunders as well. But this looked good. I loved the art style. I loved the characters. I really enjoyed it. So Vanquish is really, really fun. So if you like third-person action cover games, give it a go. It's really good. Story's amazing. Batshit crazy, but it's amazing. So next up, we have Nightmare Kart. Oh. And this one is, I think it's from the developers that was doing the downgrading retro remake of the Souls game that was on the PlayStation. I've completely forgotten. It looked wet and slimy. Please leave comments. I know I'm stupid in forgetting things. I'm old. I'm going senile. I do apologise. But anyway, they designed this as a 32-bit-esque kart racer using the same character models and stuff. And it's a fun little game. I think the controls, I don't know if it was just like on the 360, not even 360, the Xbox One, the Series X controller that I've got for the PC. Instead of using the triggers at the back, it uses the two bumper buttons. So it was just a little bit, it felt a bit off. But I guess it's just like a really low budget indie developer that released it free on Steam. So what do you expect? It played well. It looked nice for that art style that they're going for. So they're going for the very minimal, very warping style textures and 3D polygons and stuff. But it's a fun little game and I really enjoyed it. It's got a story, it's got characters, it's got charm, and it just plays well. So Nightmare Kart, good little game. Download it, send the developer our love. I really love it when people do these sort of weird and wonderful things and it's just fun. And that's what we need in life, we need a bit of fun. Next up we have a game called Run Sausage Run. Now this is a very simple, I don't know why I keep closing my eyes, it just feels right. You know, you just close your eyes and just have 5 seconds. But I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. Oh, God, will we ever get this finished? Anyway, Run Sausage Run. Again, Cubic Games, thank you for sending loads of stuff. Is one of their games that was, I'd never guess it was like a mobile game to start with. And it's now been released on Steam, Switch, all those other things. And it is just a, I believe it's like a 2D sort of side endless runner style sort of game, but it has got individual levels, and all you do is, on my keyboard it was just the W button, and when you hit the W button it makes your little character lean backwards and run. So as you're going through the environment, through the levels, it's got like saws or knives or spinning things or flame, and you have to work out when to press the button to run and when to not press the button to slow down. And it is just a very simple, very easy to understand dodgem game where you just have to try and survive through to the end of the level. And you're timed, so it's like the Trials HD sort of style where you're timed and then your scores get put up against all your friends online, which is fun little game. It is just, this is very mobile centric. It is just a one button game. So I can understand No, I'm absolutely knackered. I could understand why some people might not enjoy this sort of game. I believe it's only £1 or a couple of quid on Steam, so yeah, it was a fun little game. I enjoyed it. It's just not a meaty game. So then the next game that we have, the next two we got sent to review. So the first one is Willy's Wonderland. Now, I thought I'd heard of the name before, and it turns out that it was a movie from a year or two ago, starring Nicolas Cage. There we go. It eventually popped in there. But yeah, Nicolas Cage. And it is just Five Nights at Freddy's without the Five Nights at Freddy's license. So he goes in and destroys and kills all these like animatronic things in a old pizzeria diner thing. So it is just God, this is torture for me. Absolute torture. So when I saw the game, I didn't think much of it. I just sort of like downloaded it, got sent it to review, downloaded it, turned it on, and it is just a really simple, cheap, basic looking 3D scrolling beat 'em up. Some of the characters get reused ad nauseum. Your moveset is just like a punch, punch, punch kick or a punch, punch, punch uppercut. You have a special move which is like a flying dragon punch with like flames coming off it, which isn't great. And then you can press the 2 trigger buttons and it causes your character to do like a big whirly spinny thing, like the spinning bird kick but with your fists. And doing that uses some of your life. There was a choice of either a male or a female characters. Now I don't know if these were based on the movie people or not. I didn't put that much into it. But it is just a really low budget feeling game. It's graphically not there. Gameplay isn't great. It's very slow, very sluggish. And yeah, Willy's Wonderland. I know they just bought the license and whacked it in there, but I have no idea why it's connected to this movie. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Not a great game. And the last game that we played this week is called Wild Seas. And now, I don't know what I was expecting. I really don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting like is it Vampire Savers or something? Where it's like you control the direction that you go in, and it's like an automated shooter sort of game where you like top down twin stick shooter without the twin stick bits. This is very similar to that sort of game, but you actually use the you actually use the right analog stick to aim and then the trigger to fire. It was a fun game. It wasn't a game that I would come back to though, because I much prefer the full-blown like vampire ups or savior or whatever the hell you want to call them, where you're literally just moving your little character around, and if the enemies get within your zone, you automatically fire towards it. This one just seemed a bit more manic, tapping the button all the time to sort of like to hit or shoot or whatever you were doing. Graphically it looked nice. It's like a top-down Zelda style sort of thing. Different levels have different backgrounds. You can collect coins and money to buy upgrades. You can unlock chests to get items. And then there is like hunters coming in to destroy the diamond in the middle of, I think it was like a diamond, a crystal. And you have to try and stop them from destroying the crystal. And it's just a repeating process where you get better, get stronger, get more points, more scores, and all that good stuff. So that is Wild Seas. So it's not a bad game. It's just not a game that I would play that much, to be honest. And that, my friends, is episode 406 of the One Up Gaming podcast. This is the games played this week. We also have an Amazon packet. Now, this Amazon packet I ordered because I promised the guy I would, and he came on our 400th podcast, so it's like 6 weeks ago now, and I promised I would buy this when he came on, so I bought a copy of 8-Bit Stories, so I will have to have a read through that. Oh, it looks nice. It's not as heavy text as I thought it was going to be. It's got colour, this one. I must have bought the colour one. I don't know what I was doing. But I believe this one was about £15. But there you can see some bits and bobs. Now, I did see some like colour artwork. Is that colour? I can't see. Where am I? Yeah, it looks like colour. So you can see some artwork there. So 8-Bit Stories, Michael John Nooney. So apologies. But yeah, he was on our podcast, like I say, a couple of weeks ago. So if you're interested in the chat that we had with him, just go to like 6 weeks ago to episode 400, and I'm sure that you'll be able to find it there. So he's Mike's Vintage Tech on YouTube, not YouTube, bloody hell, on Facebook. There we go. God, I don't know none of these sort of things, but yeah. So that is the 8-Bit Stories. It's about £15 for the. I guess this is the softback colour version, and you can also get a hardback version, which is about £35, I think. So email him, send him your love, send him our love, tell him the book's amazing and that One Up Gaming sent you over. That'll do. So yeah, so that's episode 406 of the games played this week. So thank you all. It's been me, David, One Up Gaming, and we'll be back after this quick break with the 10 minutes of nothing.
Hi, my name's John here. I'm the designer of games like Sensible Soccer, Cannon Fodder, Whizball, Parallax and Sociable Soccer, and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Up next on the One Up Gaming podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
Hi everybody, still David, still One Up Gaming, still episode 406 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Now we're going to go through the 10 minutes of nothing, and for this 10 minutes of nothing we're going to talk about England. So I do apologise all you lovely American people and Spanish people and Canadian people and Indian people and other nations who don't give a monkeys about England and the European Championships. But we have to talk about it, we really do, because I've got to fill a 10-minute section of the podcast. I tell you what, I've got home from work tonight and oh my god, my eyes are absolutely burning. I think I'm going to have a proper early night tonight. But anyway, 10 minutes of nothing, if you don't know, is a section of the podcast where we choose a topic or we have an interview with someone and we have 10 minutes to fill for that topic. Hopefully we can get to the point where the timer ends, and once that happens, that means that we've done a good job. We've managed to fill 10 minutes of the podcast. Hopefully it's not like the other week where we were about 4 minutes into it and it's like, I have nothing else to say. I'm sorry. I'm useless. Anyway, Games Inspired Music, it's an album, it's available now, it sponsors us each week, and 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. You can buy our first 100 podcasts, available at audiobooksontape.com. Search One Up Gaming, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. We have 3 books available, and they are all like the 32-bit sort of generation-ish. So there's the unofficial Sega Saturn collection, the unofficial Nintendo 64 collection, and the unofficial PlayStation collection. Each book has got a minimum, so I think the Nintendo 64 has got 254 pages, and then the Saturn has got 290, no, is it 292? Can't even remember. I think it's 292, and the PlayStation got 294. Full colour pages, and has over 100 games each. It also talks about the different colorways of the consoles, different specifications, modifications, different controllers, different racing wheels, memory cards. It goes through all the stuff. Each one's got 2 or 3 pictures, full color, and at least like 100 words talking about each sort of like thing on the actual dock. So buy these, give them as presents. We put our heart and soul into them, so thank you all for your nice words. So we will go into the 10 minutes of nothing to talk about England. I'll have one last yawn. I'm absolutely exhausted. So yeah, so the 10-minute timer starts now. And yeah, so the England football team, I think we were playing, was it Slovakia? Maybe I should have got this up before I started. England. This is England v Pakistan. No, we don't want that. That must be... yeah, so we played Slovakia, just gone. I watched it as I was like getting ready to record all this and then take my wife to work. And it was an embarrassment. It was an absolute embarrassment. Now, you might say, oh, in the end they got through and that's the main thing because they're now favourites to win the European Championships because they're in the easy side of the draw and blah, 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 all this other crap. But they were playing, they didn't defend very well, they let them through and they scored after 25 minutes. And after that, it was like possession by England, but it was all sideways and backwards and then sideways and backwards, and they nearly scored again. I think we sort of like passed it through the back and John Stones wasn't looking and it just went straight past him and went straight to one of their players, and then they tried to score from 40 yards out and it just went wide. But that could have been another massive embarrassment of a goal. And then everyone and the commentators and everyone was screaming for Southgate, the manager, to make substitutions to change it up because nothing was happening. And I don't think he really made any substitutions until about the 70th minute. And then I think it was only one player that came on. And yeah, it was just bloody horrible. Hard watch. And then it was like it went through the full time. Slovakia is still winning 1-0. And then during like the injury time, the added time, whatever you want to call it, 5 minutes into a 6-minute add-on, Jude Bellingham scored. Quite a nice, I wouldn't say overhead kick, but like a overhead side volley sort of thing. And it nestled into the bottom corner of the goal. So that basically made it go into extra time. And I don't know what Southgate said before they started extra time, but like 1 minute after the restart, Harry Kane scored. And it was just a pump up ball, like straight up in the, just pumped it up. And I don't know if it was Eze like nicked it on, and then Ivan Toney headed it through, and then Harry Kane was there to finish it off, which that's what he wants. But when you're watching the game, Harry Kane's dropping so far back, but he's not got the speed to get back up front. And Jude Bellingham wasn't like making the darting runs like he normally used to do. He seemed to be going like wide. Phil Foden, there was one point in the game where it was quite early on in the game, like half hour in sort of thing, maybe a bit longer, where Kieran Trippier got the ball and he went to pass it to Foden on the wing, but Trippier got the ball, controlled it, turned, and Foden was back into the middle of the pitch, not on the left wing. And he sort of like, you could see Trippier like his hands going, oh, what are you doing over there? Get over there. So he had to turn back and go back to the defenders again. And it was just, I do think Phil Foden is probably England's most gifted, talented, skillful player. But when you're head and shoulders above everyone else in that sort of department, you don't fit in to that team. He plays amazing for Man City because all of them move and rotate and change positions, and you don't need to be fast. You've just got the ball and pass and move. And whereas for England, I liken it to my team, Newcastle. We don't have the skillful players as some of the other teams, but we have a striker who's amazing, and we have two fast wingers. So basically, we just press like crazy and then break as fast as they can. And yes, they end up with like 35% possession at the end of the game, but they can win teams like 4-5-0 just because they allow them to have the ball. And then as they're starting to come forward, they just break, get the ball, and just attack. And it can be amazing to watch these sort of games. Whereas, like, I think England are trying to do the Man City sort of possession-based, but the rest of the team just don't seem to be able to keep possession. They're very bad at passing 10 feet, 10 yards, what you want to say. And yeah, it was just a terrible game. So far in these championships, it's not good. But yeah, so I think if you go through it, say, so where are we? So qualifiers we don't care about. Yeah, so basically, like, we played Serbia the first game, and the first 30 minutes, England were absolutely sensational. And then for the next hour, they were absolutely diabolical. Serbia should have won that game. And then we went to play Denmark. We scored a goal, a fluky goal, and then they scored, like, it was a long shot, but it was like a good goal they scored. But again, Denmark should have won, but England held on. They played really bad. And then and then we played Slovenia. Is it Slovenia we played? Yeah, we played Slovenia, and I think we drew with them as well. I don't know how we keep drawing and getting through, because that is just bad. But yeah, so like we won 2-1 after extra time, and then the next game we've got Switzerland. They beat Italy a couple of days ago, and now we're playing Switzerland. Now again, I'll say it, we should beat Switzerland. It's the same as like Slovakia. We should beat Slovakia. We ranked 5th in the world, or England are ranked 5th in the world, and Slovakia are ranked 45th in the world. And I know things aren't won on paper, but it's a bloody 40-point gap, man. You guys. And I think Switzerland, will struggle more with, because I think they're not as defensively orientated as Slovakia was, but Switzerland have 2 or 3 really good, skillful attacking players, and if they're on their game, then it could be a very hard game for England, because I just think that England aren't great. I do believe it's the front 3 that need to be changed. I didn't care if it was Gallagher or Mainu in midfield, because they're not playing really through the midfield, or they're not doing the really good passes through there. To actually get better, they need to have like Gordon and Saka on the wings as pace, and play through balls through over the top to let these players run through and run on. Whereas at the minute, they get the ball, turn back and pass back to the midfielders. Midfielder gets the ball, passes back to the defender. Then they go back to the next defender, up to the right back. He goes back to the defender. And it's just an absolute disgrace to watch. When it was 95th minute, I was just glad. Yeah, 10 minutes is up. I've managed to drag it out for 10 minutes. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Do you think England were lucky as lucky can be? Or do you actually think that they're saving themselves for the next round and they're just doing the bare minimum to get through? Let us know. Leave comments, leave chats. I'm going to yawn again. Oh, God. So, yeah, let us know. What's the word? I'm embarrassed to be an England football fan. I just think that they were appalling. Absolutely appalling. But anyway, One Up Gaming, episode 406 of the One Up Gaming podcast. So I guess we'll end it here and say thank you all for watching. David, One Up Gaming podcast 406. Back in a sec.
Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
Hi guys, this is Dean Swain from the Retro Asylum podcast. Congratulations to the One Up Gaming gang. 400 episodes, great number to reach. It's a lot of editing, trust me, I know. I've been podcasting for years, so well done, great number to reach, and here's to the next 400 episodes. Well done guys.
So yeah, thank you all for watching. It's been episode 406 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave good comments. Let us chat in the comment section. If you haven't, I don't care. I just do this because I enjoy just doing this. I enjoy recording, enjoy editing, and just enjoy doing this. It gives me something to do on a night instead of sleeping, which I maybe should do because I'm just absolutely knackered. Oh. But yeah, episode 406 of the One Up Gaming podcast. Buy our books, the unofficial PlayStation collection, the unofficial Nintendo 64 collection, and the unofficial Sega Saturn collection. We also have our first album available, Games Inspired Music. Buy it, stream it. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. And we also have our first 100 podcasts available, audiobooks on tape.com. And £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So thank you all. Please go to our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. I've just resubscribed to this site. It cost me another £300. Please subscribe to us, like us, share us, bell the icon on our YouTube channel. Get more involved in the comments. I will get on there and chat away to anyone that wants to chat. Even if you don't want to chat, I will still do that. But yeah, So I'll end it there. Thank you all for watching. It's been David, One Up Gaming, episode 406 of the One Up Gaming podcast. So thank you, and I'll see you next week. So goodbye.